Hi, everybody. I'm here today with Aldo Gnocchi. He's co-organizer and co-chair of the Swiss Digital Leadership Forum, which takes place this year on the October 28th in Bruck in Switzerland. And he's also a teacher at the University of Applied Sciences, Northwestern Switzerland,
Yes.
and has his own agency, Gnocchi and Friends. Hi, Aldo.
Hi, Volker. Nice to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Pleasure. Naturally, the key topic of this year's Swiss Digital Leadership Forum is AI. And my feeling is a little bit that many companies are still experimenting with AI. They're users of tools like ChatGPT and Copilot, sometimes even just of the consumer versions. And
Yeah.
I think that is, of course, useful for learning and growth and for enablement, but it's not a true AI strategy. So we need somehow to move from being users of AI to shaping the future of our organizations with AI. So Aldo, my first question is, if you were a CMO of a mid-size or large Swiss brand, what would be your key decision in the next 60 to 90 days to move forward?
So it sounds like an ambition plan, but as you already said, it's really the case. I made a lot of speeches at events, and sometimes I use this opportunity to really gather data. And I did it last week at Digital World and made a little survey where like 80% said they just use, as you said, ChatGPT, and only 5% around. And it's really going in the same direction like the MIT study that recently came out, and also the study from St. Gallen saying the exact thing. Like 5% really have a strategy, they develop their own models, etc. So they are in the experimentation phase. What I would suggest is really to have a clear vision where they want to head to using AI as a technology in marketing. And therefore, they should actually start uh, trying to commit the management level, the top level, to really support initiatives towards artificial intelligence, and then to do like can be like a small workshop where they identify critical problems, business problems in marketing, and then try to prioritize these problems in a matrix, for example, like impact, effort. It can be value chain, whatever. There are many models. The crucial point is they should really reflect where is the biggest leverage, and then to decide to implement with a pilot in marketing and AI or communication, where they really set clear goals, clear KPIs, where they commit budget and resources to really be able to implement this project phase. And then at the end of this, let's say 2 or 3 months of testing the pilot, deciding if this return on invest that they initially expected is met, or maybe even surpassed their expectation. In this ideal case, this would mean they could choose to get another problem and implement AI. So it's like a step by step, a gradual development of these use cases, with the idea to gather or to have a steep learning curve and adapt this knowledge to other use cases. And then in the end, step by step, broaden the impact also to other departments and have a clear vision where to head with this fascinating technology. Yeah. So really concrete, not
Mhm.
too much of sophistication. It's more a pragmatic way of doing it, because that's the real problem. Most companies and management, they want to use AI, but they have no plan, they do not commit, and it fails with the culture or organizational factors that they are able to really generate an impact with this technology.
Mhm. You just mentioned culture, and I think maybe because the technology moves so fast, it's also tough to deal with it with, of course, people and culture lag maybe a little bit behind because of the fast shift in technology.
Yeah.
What new skills and mindset shifts do we need in our organizations?
Yeah, we need, how to say, mindset is a great keyword in this field. People need to learn to become more innovative, to be more open to new things, and also be able or willing to fail in the worst case. Most people are really scared. They don't want to lose time. They want to secure their current jobs and the processes they know by heart. So AI leads to disruption in a way that we rethink processes and try to think about new ways how a legacy process can be implemented with new technology in another way. So it needs openness. What else they need, and everybody's talking about this, even though if you look at the studies about future skills, etc., it's like the data fluency that they would have, critical thinking, and fast adaptability to uncertainty. So people really need to come out of the comfort zone and also risk a little bit to fail with certain experiments, but it's crucial to do these kind of things in terms to learn what really works for the company and whatnot. What I see as a big barrier in this project is a lot of people, and it's not just old versus young. They fear this technology. They are afraid that they may lose something or lose their jobs, or that they are getting pushed to adapt to something they don't really want, because we're all like very comfortable animals somehow. So it needs to be able in this mindset, in this culture of a company, to really try new things. And if you fail, that should be something that is also appreciated when you are able to explain why did this happen. So learning is actually key, being open, being flexible, and also have this drive to innovate. And I don't know why. I mean, economically seen in the whole world, especially Europe and Switzerland as well, we struggle a lot. And sometimes I can't understand how is it possible that with all these external factors that bother businesses, that we don't use this technology as a chance to overcome these things, to get new competitive advantages, etc. So it's really a mindset thing. It's nothing you can learn, but management can lead this transition by being an example and leading by example, using this technology and giving space and time for this kind of experiment or pilots. It's not really experimenting, it's a pilot project that they would need. Yeah.
Sometimes I think maybe also our wording is a little bit like IT geek wording. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
why do we call it prompting and not just briefing? People
It's a
believe
good point.
sometimes
Yeah,
maybe like prompting is programming or something like that,
yeah,
and at the
yeah.
end it is briefing. Well, you have your own agency, and of course, in a smaller agency, you can move faster than maybe the big brands.
Mhm,
So agentic AI and agents, that's I think the key word right now.
mhm.
How do you use agentic AI already?
Well, actually, the good thing is I work in a network. So I'm an orchestrator, a one-person company, if you will. And it gives me a lot of freedom. Of course, I can decide very fast. I can try new things. So I set up my agency like a AI first company, trying to really adopt everywhere where it's useful to use the AI, always with human in the loop, etc. So that is the big advantage of small, flexible companies. How do I use it and how do I see these technologies? Actually, I'm a little bit of a geek in this kind of technology. I love to use all the models and functionalities, and I built them together in my own systems using platforms like n8n or Longchain or others, where I use specific models, specific functionalities in agentic workflows. But I really have to admit at this time that, yeah, of course, we are talking about agents, multi-agents, etc., agentic AI. In the end, for most companies, it would be already fine if they would start automating in a proper way and then add like a layer AI in these processes. That would be already a huge time win or gain. The problem with multi-agent is sometimes you produce hallucinations when your briefing, your prompting, or your data is not properly set up. So if hallucination come in the system of multi-agents, it will be from one agent, you give the same failure to the next, it produces on top of these failures new things, and at the end, you're almost not able to control why it did not work out as planned. So agents and multi-agents is a cool thing, but I think it's not yet there where we would like to have it. So expectations are way higher than what you really can do. And this is why I'm actually at the moment more for agentic workflows than really AI agents and multi-agents. And I made a lot of experimentation where I was so happy that I could stop the process. For example, it was a funny example. I said to one of these agent systems, the difference is I don't really prompt, I just tell a goal that they should achieve. So I said,
I think
right.
that's the big thing people have to
Yeah,
understand. Like,
yeah,
if it's agentic, if it's a real agent, then you just tell the goal, like book me a
yes,
hotel or something like that.
right. Yeah,
And the agent decides on its own if it
yeah,
uses Booking.com, if it uses
right.
Google, if it uses TripAdvisor or so.
Exactly.
And what you said before, it's like that's maybe the reason why many organizations for quite some time
Mm.
will make workflows where they use AI in some parts of the workflow, but at
Hmm.
the end
Hmm.
have the guardrail of self-deciding which steps do we take, and
Exactly.
not an agent takes those steps.
That
But
decides on its own. Yeah, that's the point. And I said to the agent, write Bill Gates from Microsoft and invite to my podcast. I just wanted to test it. I never had the intention to invite him, etc. So I used Lindy AI. That's a very sophisticated tool already. It also has automation workflows, etc. But it has like both, like agents and agentic workflows. So I used the agent, and what did it do? It was looking for ways to get in touch with Bill Gates. So it found out very quickly, oh, he is on LinkedIn. So let's try writing him a direct message. And then it figured out, oh, that's not possible with Bill Gates. So it was looking for other ways and other ways. Meanwhile, I was working on my job, on my papers and stuff. And then I cross checked, and he found another Bill Gates, and he was on the way sending this message. It was already written in my name, and I tried to stop the process. And this is where it got very scary, because it took like maybe actually like 5 seconds until this process stopped, but it was quite a critical point. It felt like minutes until the system reacted to my stop the process. So it can get very, very scary when an agent decides on your own. And yeah, you can get some kind of paranoia, because later on, someone wrote me a direct message on LinkedIn, and there was like written, I gave you admin rights to my e-commerce shop. You can do all the settings as discussed. And this was fortunately a message from 2017, and I was no longer able to remember this conversation, but I was already scared. Oh my God, what did this agent do? Did it go to LinkedIn because I gave him access? So it can be very scary, and controllability, safeguards, guardrails, etc. All these kind of things that is not yet developed as we would like to have it, right? So,
well, I think worst case, you would have had Bill Gates at your podcast, or maybe
yeah,
at the
yeah,
conference
yeah.
at the Digital Leadership Forum, 28th of
Yeah.
October in Brook. But my example is always like, if you use what currently many organizations I think are planning to do, if you use a sales bot, an agentic sales bot, the question is, if this sales bot gets the pressure to sell your product, it might start hallucinating, it might sell your product with features which you cannot deliver.
Or to a
And
price that is not
exactly,
in line. Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I would hope that everyone joins us for the Digital Leadership Forum in Brook, end of
Would be
October.
nice. Yeah.
And Aldo, you will be there as well. So
Of
see
course.
you there.
See you there. Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
Volker. All the best. See you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.